Big win, Don Wilson here for Top MMA News. Here with the relentless Randy Turner after getting, I guess we could say this is the biggest win of your career. You know, tough veteran, beating BJ Ferguson, getting the finish late in the fifth. You know, how do you feel?
You're right. I feel great. It was a tough fight, and I'm really, really happy that I got the finish and it didn't go into the judges' hands.
You know, I gotta say, there was a few times that you were really close to finishing him there. You know, what was he? Is he one tough bastard?
He's tough, yeah, absolutely. He's tough as nails. I hit him with some bombs, and I could tell he was a little bit on wobbly street, but you know, he hung in there. And in conjunction with listening to my coach in the corner, you know, Pat Cooligan gave me good sound direction.
Oh yeah.
You know, trying not to jump in there and get overexcited to finish, and just listen to him and be patient. And everything worked out in good favors.
You know, I definitely got to say, you know, you could hear Pat Cooligan just yelling every time he went down, get back up, and every time you were listening. Now, I understand that tires him out, but you going down, taking him down, getting back up, does that tire you out at all?
Yeah, for sure. But we train properly for that stuff. So train hard in the gym and make the fight go easy, as they say. But yeah, you know, I was listening to Pat and trying to execute the game plan as best as possible, and it worked out. So yeah, I think we're a good team.
I'd have to say you're a darn good team there. You know, you got the win here. We saw you last interview holding the belt. You're leaving with the belt, and this is the last time we're going to see the belt, I guess. Put that up on the mantle. Do we know what's going to go next for you? Are you going to go down to the score? Are we going to see maybe Cage Warriors Fighting Championship? A lot of, you know, Awama alums go down there. Do we know what's next for you?
Right now we don't. We don't know what's next, but I'm excited to find out what's around the corner waiting for me. Once the dust settles after this fight, I'll sit down with Pat and we'll talk some strategy and find out what the next step is. Whether it's the Score Fighting Series, whether it's an event down the States or maybe across the pond, you know, who knows? I'm excited to see where we go with it, but I feel like the momentum continues to grow and continues to build, and I really want to take advantage of it. So.
Speaking of momentum, I got to say, you know, we finally get you in the top 10 bantamweight rankings for Canada. You know, everyone's just, you know, scared of hell of you because, you know, you're a wrestler that takes people down and beats the hell of them. You're throwing head kicks today, beautiful punching combinations. The striking is finally coming together. You showed you're a complete mixed martial artist in this fight. You know, what do you attribute all that to?
It's just hard work. Yeah. You know, after every fight, you usually sit down with Pat and we talk about the critical areas that we need to improve. Talk about some of the highlights that look good, and break it down and really focus energy on the weaknesses. So not ignoring the strengths, because obviously got to keep those going as well, but definitely focus on the weaknesses and some of the shyer parts of the game, we'll say, and put that energy forward.
Is there anything specific that you would feel that your game is lacking? Because I got to say, positional dominance was there today, speed was there, moving in and out of the pocket, the distance seemed to be good. Is there anything that you feel that you're really lacking on? Because I got to say, overall, your MMA game is looking solid.
Yeah, I think I still need a lot of development with the ground game. I'm still hesitant in some cases where I'm thinking my way through the problem where it should be instinctual. Yeah. So it's getting there, but there's definitely some areas for improvement. Absolutely.
You know, now, like you said, we don't know where we're going to see you next. Obviously, 135 is a massive division in Canada, probably one of the deepest. Is there a name you want to throw out there? Is there any name at the top of your head that you would like to take a crack at? Not that you want to fight you don't like, but anyone that, you know, is maybe sitting at the tongue that you'd like to fight that guy?
No, not really. You know, I'm game to fight anybody.
Doesn't matter how I ask that question. No one will ever answer it.
No, I'm game to fight anybody. You know, and again, if Pat thinks there's a good fight for me at 135, I really don't care who it is. You know, like anytime, anywhere. Give me some time to prepare for it, and I'll take those fights for sure.
You know, the name we hear tossed around a lot. He is standing over in the corner, but I got to say, we don't give enough credit to him, and that is Pat Cooligan. He is definitely one of the better MMA coaches in Canada, and we're starting to see it in fighters like you, fighters like Mark, Bernadelle, all the great guys that come out of Awama. What specific do you get from Pat that you can really channel into your fighting?
His ability to break things down in a very detailed manner. So it's easy for fighters to watch a fight and say, oh, okay, his ground is weak, or he's got some strong striking. I mean, that's easy to pick out. But what Pat does is he really breaks down the small, minute details that, to me, is the difference between a victory or a defeat. Yeah. So, as long as you're mature enough to listen to what he has to say and try to implement it as best as possible, it really takes the thinking out of it. I mean, anybody can watch a fight and go, okay, he's a good wrestler. Okay, well, what makes him a good wrestler?
Exactly.
You know, so Pat is good at breaking down those aspects that make him a good wrestler.
Well, I gotta say, coming out in the 4th round, something he said that it really rung true to me was championship rounds and smart fighters win fights. What particular does that mean to you?
You know, I understood exactly what he was saying.
Yeah.
It was because I was getting excited. I wanted to finish it. I didn't want it to go to the judge's hands. But, you know, Pat reeled me in, and he basically, in his words,
Yeah.
you know, like, calm down. You're doing everything that you should be doing. Just relax and listen to my voice. So I'm glad I did.
Yeah, you know, just a couple words rings true right there. Now, you know, before we let you go, family, friends, sponsors you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, my mom and dad back home in Halifax, they couldn't make it, but they're rooting for me. They're waiting for the phone call
Yep.
to see how things made out, so I want to thank them. Thank my girlfriend, Natasha. She's been supportive throughout. I want to thank all my teammates, especially Mark Holst, because him and I spent a lot of time together this summer. A lot of time on the road, traveling back and forth, training here, there, and
Yeah.
everywhere. So I want to thank him. Obviously, Pat Cooligan, my coach and my manager, and everyone at Owama. You know, there's a good bunch of people there. You know, good students, good staff that help put it all together. So I want to thank them, and obviously my sponsors.
Yep.
Ascenta from Halifax. I want to thank them. G&I Automotive from Canada. Douglas Knives from Stittsville, and then CrossFit Closer in Canada. So all those guys, thank you very much.
24 minutes of fighting, he still nailed all the sponsors. That's a pro. Once again, fans, big win, Don Wilson. Relentless Randy Turner, Top MMA News.